Hello Visionary, and welcome back to our channel. This is Raquel of Raquel and Davidian, Unleash Your Genius. In this video, we're going to be discussing human design and money. There are a lot of complexities around money, clearly. There are a lot of different aspects you can look at in your chart to understand all the dynamics. In this video, I'm going to key into a specific area in your chart and begin the process of deconditioning around the money drama karma. So everybody, regardless of your design type, will benefit from this video, learning about the money dynamics and how to decondition from our money story. So if you're interested in us looking at your individual chart so we can assist you personally with the Penta channels, the tribal business channels, or the deconditioning process, we are going to be doing an upcoming live workshop to launch and kick off our new membership site. So we'll be able to look at your chart, answer specific questions, and really build an amazing community. And what makes us very different is that we really unlock the spiritual tools as well, the processes you might need to heal old wounds or to heal patterns from the past that may be keeping you stuck or keeping you in your conditioning. So I have a master's in spiritual psychology, so I really like to go deep with my clients and to support them in their awakening, their transformational journey through understanding their human design and also through the experience of spiritual awakening, which is so very key to the times that we are in right now. So if you're interested, I'm going to put a link to the new upcoming live workshop below. Anytime you're listening to this, we are going to be doing this monthly, so you'll be able to jump into the next live class. I will run your advanced chart and make sure that you have everything you need to prepare you for the workshop. So pull out your charts. We're going to dive into the money markers and talk about your infinite wealth and abundance based on your human design in this video. So I will see you on the inside. Hello, Visionary, and welcome to Money, Ease, and Struggle as seen in your human design chart. So I wanted to share a little bit about why human design offers a unique and really important perspective on how to live in abundance as yourself, which is the topic for today. Also, it does a million other amazing things, but we need to understand the history. And what human design is saying is that we evolved from a 7-centered being to a 9-centered being. Now, this happened back in 1781. Human design is saying that a lot of the spiritual teachings around the chakras and spiritual awakening and all of these things were based on this 7-chakra being. And what human design is offering is the blueprint or the manual on how to utilize this vehicle as a 9-centered being. It's a little bit different. So the way we look at the centers is different based on the human design knowledge as opposed to the chakra knowledge. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raquel Reina, and I have a large history around spiritual training and awakening and experiences. I had my first sort of awakening in my early 20s, and I studied with a lot of mystical teachers and shamans and went through incredible initiations around manifestation and living as a light worker. However, I was always confused around the practicalities of being on the planet, basically, and how to have a career as myself or make money as myself. And I struggled. And I found myself in a dark night of the soul being in corporate America. And it was around this time I learned that I was a projector. This sent me in a very different trajectory. And this is why I love all of the spiritual teachings, but now I understand how to integrate it and utilize it for the times we're in now. and also the times we're preparing for. So at the time of recording this video, we're already in 2021. We've already had the meltdown of the 2020, and we're going to be heading towards an even more intense time, according to human design, as we change the wheel in 2027 and beyond, in an entirely new way of humans operating on the planet. And so this knowledge is really helpful for practicality and to help you give you the tools you need to live during these crazy times. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about money. And one of the things you need to know is that each aura type and each strategy has a unique struggle and a unique ease around money. And the manifesting generators, the generators, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors, they all operate differently when it comes to money making. Now, what you really need to know about all of this is that each type is designed to be in abundance. Abundance is our natural state, just like everything in nature. It's natural to be in abundance. However, most of us have been conditioned to believe that that is not true. And so we're conditioned into the experience of pain, tragedy, lack, also conditioned into believing that we need to be some type of slave or work hard and be in this mill in order to just support ourselves on the planet. And so these are the kind of things that we're going to be countering. We're going to provide different insights about, and we're going to assist you in awakening to your truth in your way so that you can live free from this conditioning, kind of break out of the matrix in a way and be in abundance in your own unique way. You're not being shoved into a box or shoved into a dynamic that's really super uncomfortable for you. And remember that this is different for each person. So what we're going to talk about in this video is an area that we don't often refer to when we're talking about money. And this has to do with the defined versus the undefined in the chart. So where you're defined, you are conditioning those people who are undefined. So in other words, if you have a defined G center, you're conditioning those people who are undefined. If you have a defined sacral, you're conditioning those people that have an undefined sacral. So we're all being conditioned, not just by other people, but also by the neutrino stream, meaning just the general environment of the astrological influences by living here on the earth plane. There's no avoiding it, in other words. And it's really important to understand how it operates, because you have been conditioned by not just your parents, but the TV, your siblings, your friends, your teachers, pretty much, everything around you conditioned you as a child. And today we're talking about where that conditioning may have occurred around money. And we're going to look specifically in one area of the chart. And I know it will relate to everybody, regardless of what your chart is. So this is going to assist every single person. So when we're looking at the money elements in the chart, you're both conditioning others if you have those channels defined, or you're being conditioned. So there are money markers in the chart, and there are a lot of things to look at around money and business. And, we're complicated beings as humans. So there are a lot of different areas that you can look at, but I'm going to choose one area today for this video. You just need to know that everything you know about money comes from your conditioning. So you really do have to go deep into any money traumas, wounds, or patterns. There are healthy and unhealthy expressions of each center and each gate. So as an overview, we're not going to cover all of this today, but this is just something for you to contemplate. So as an overview, if you're struggling with money, or you have ease with money and you want to share it with other people, right? There are certain places that you're looking at in the chart. So we're looking at the business channels. The tribal business channels will bring a natural business energy. We're looking at the pentachannels,
how we operate in a group. This is when 3 or more people come together. So these channels show us who you are in business and how to lean into your best skills and the skills of your employees, teams, or your clients. So the Penta channels are super important to understand. And then there's the money channels. And so the money channels are specific channels that mark whether you have a ease or struggle around money. And the questions you want to ask yourself is, am I authentically expressing myself? Do I know who I am? Am I living authentically around money? Am I in a state of abundance? So these 3 areas are going to be covered in our upcoming workshop. And this is where I'm going to give you guys a Zoom link, and I'm going to invite you in, look at each person's individual chart, and assist each person in understanding all of these when it comes to their unique chart, their unique business, job, career, money, ease, or struggle. If you want to be part of that workshop, just let me know. You can email support@raquelreina.com. And I will send you all the details on that workshop. It's going to be a really fun Zoom experience, and I'm going to support each person individually. And so a lot of people were asking me about specific questions in their chart, and I really can't answer unless I have the chart in front of me. And so this is the best way to do it. So I hope you join in to the workshop. And if you're listening to the recording here and you think it's way past the time of the workshop, don't worry. I will have the recording available for you as well. So anytime you're listening to this, go ahead and email us and let us know if you would like to see the workshop, and I will make sure to send you the details. In this video, we're going to be talking about the deconditioning. So number 4, this is understanding the pain around money, the drama, karma in your history. So this is a fascinating topic, and we're going to be looking at the money story, the drama around money. And so what you need to know is 50% of the population is defined here in the emotional center, and 50% is undefined in the emotional center. So we're looking at this triangle here. So pull out your chart. And if this is white, that means you're undefined. And if it's colored in, that means you're defined. So this is what we're going to be looking at in this video. So I know that everybody listening in will glean some insights and some transformations around money, whether you're undefined or defined. All right, so let's talk about this money story, the drama around money, which is probably the most intense conditioning on the planet. This is where we're heavily controlled. And we're controlled because it's our freedom. And there are people that want more money and they want others to have less. For whatever reason, that is the conditioning on the planet right now, the haves and the have-nots. It creates a lot of drama in this arena of money. And human design specifically can help us navigate through this, understand how it's affecting you, and begin the journey of deconditioning. So you can unplug from whatever drama, karma is going on the planet and step into your infinite expression of wealth, which is your divine birthright. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below which are you, if you're defined around this emotional center here, or if you're undefined. So I'd like to know which one you are. And then I'm going to be asking you, what is your money story? You know, everyone has a unique one. Now, just to give you a caveat, I want to let you know that I am a human design. I consider myself a revolutionary human design teacher. I teach 2 certification courses. I'm the founder of the Creative Coaching Certification and also the 4 Radical Transformation. So teach my clients how to get certified and bring this information out to their clients. I have a successful business. However, I know a lot of people think unless you have a 7-figure company, you don't really and should never really talk about money. I know as a projector that I've been able to take generators and manifesting generators and take them out of their struggle and bring them into 7-figure businesses, because that is what projectors do. All right, so now that we know I'm not one of the billionaires on the planet, let's go ahead and get into the juicy details of this video. So we're going to be talking and focusing in on the solar plexus center. Now, how these operate is when you're undefined, You avoid confrontation, you avoid standing in your truth. And when you're undefined, you are amplifying and absorbing the definition of other people. So if you look at this picture here, the defined being who has a little bit of sadness, the undefined being will feel like they cannot handle the world and they're maybe even suicidal. I mean, they absorb and amplify. It's very intense. If the defined is somewhat feeling happy, the undefined will be like manic happy. So yes, a lot of undefined beings here suffer or may have been even labeled as bipolar, may have been put on medications. And so just learning this alone can really help a lot of these particular conditions. Now, today, what we're going to be talking about is how we're conditioned around the money drama karma. Because we all know that the emotions around money are real. And as a matter of fact, this gate 55 down here is one of the most important gates around money. And it's right here in the emotional center. And this is what we're going to be discussing. So, emotional beings, let me ask you a couple of questions so we can understand your emotions around money. First off, have you had any trauma? So, most of us on this planet have had some kind of trauma around money. Either you didn't have enough, you were told that you need to work super hard in order to make a buck. What's your story? Have you felt like you never had enough? Were you told in manifesting that you can't be upset? So, this is another huge aspect that the emotional being suffers from. Being told not to have the lows, right? So if you've studied any law of attraction, you know that the story there is that you must be in alignment, you must feel good all day. And when you feel good, then you're vibrating at that frequency of absolute flow and abundance. And so our defined emotional beings, they have highs and they have lows. So what they do is they stuff down the lows and they don't feel it. So they will do whatever they need to do not to feel that low. And that is what creates a lot of the problems, is that if you see anyone with a smile on their face and they're upset, what's going to happen is eventually they're going to blow, and they are conditioning everyone around them as they're trying to stuff down their emotions. And these people are volcanoes ready to erupt. This is 50% of the population, unless you've begun this process of understanding how this emotional authority works. And of course, some people will learn this through therapy and other types of tools as well. If you're told to never have a low, then you avoid it. And in human design, they're just saying, you know what? Can you feel it all? Are you willing to feel your emotions? Now, this unleashes an incredible power within you when you can ride it all the way up and ride it all the way down and feel it and let it be the muse. Don't let it mean anything. Don't let it mean that you can't be abundant. And once you can just really feel that without the story of like, oh, well, I'm depressed, and there's a story of whatever it is that you tell yourself, I'm feeling low because I don't have this, or I've never had that, or no one in my family's ever been wealthy and I don't know how to do it. So when you tell yourself a story, you don't allow yourself to just ride it, ride the emotions up and ride the emotions down. And so when you feel the feelings around the money, it can assist you to unleash a new story. So take a little time here if you're an emotional being, pause this video and write out the answers to these questions. What was your history, your trauma? What's your story? And once you allow yourself the freedom to really go through the depth, just that alone will begin this process of transforming your experience. And if you can allow yourself to become inspired with the lows, if you're an entrepreneur, let that be a time when you create. Let that be a time when you're building your next video or your next post or your next inspirational program. Let that be a time when you go inside and write and journal, rather than pushing through the pain or trying to be happy when you're not. That creates the greatest block in your money flow. is trying to be happy when you aren't.
So one more note for the emotional being. Let me overview the process. So when you are low, and this is specifically regarding money. So maybe you're feeling low about a certain career. Maybe you're feeling low that your business isn't doing a certain amount of money each month. Maybe you just lost money on a stock, or you didn't get some kind of a kickback that you were expecting. You didn't get a raise you were expecting, or something like this, and it generates a low wave. And so when you're in that low wave, what starts to happen is a patterning of thought. And usually that patterning comes from our conditioning, but regardless, you want to just be in the now with that pattern. So when you're low and you're feeling blue, really pay attention to the words that are coming forward or the story that is coming forward. So in other words, I feel so bummed because my business isn't doing very well. I'm not making enough money, or my stock just plummeted. And so that's why I'm feeling low. And then what this does is it perpetuates the feeling, and it drops you deeper and deeper into the pain. Now, if you just allow the pain and you don't let any story come with it, you just feel, oh, I'm a little heavy in the body. I'm a little slow. I need to, just ride this out and feel this. And I feel blue and down, and I'm just going to feel into it and feel into my body. I think I'm going to move a little. I'm going to dance. I'm going to create some art. I'm going to write. I'm going to journal. I'm going to light a candle. All of these things will help you move through that. And then once you move through that, you start the patterning dismantling. And then you can impart and implant a new belief system around the money. You can create a truth, which is, I am an infinite being. I am infinitely satisfied. I'm allowed to be in my joy around money. I'm allowed to be an epic creator. I'm allowed to be in the absolute abundance, which is my natural state. I am infinite, and feel into the absolute. Feel into the possibility. Open the door to possibility and let the possibility come in, the infinite expansion, the infinite possibility. And so you really need to feel the emotions first, find out what the story is, and then begin the process of unraveling that story, and then begin to seed an entirely new pattern. All right, now the undefined are a little bit different, so let's go there now.
All right, now for the other 50% of the population, the undefined emotional being, this operates a little bit differently. Okay, here we have the absorption and the amplification of the emotions of the people around you. So you're being conditioned around money, talking to you in your mind. So the undefined centers talk in the mind. Okay, so why is that important? Well, whatever your inner authority is, so you're not going to be an emotional inner authority, right? You're either going to be sacral, splenic, ego, self-projected, mental, or none, or lunar, right? So you're not emotional, because as long as this is undefined, you are not an emotional being. So if you are feeling the emotions and amplifying and letting those emotions rule your life, then you're not listening to your inner authority. Now, the emotional story around money is going to talk to you in your mind, like, oh my God, I know that in order for me to make money, I'm going to have to go out there and get a job and do something I don't like. It'll speak to you in the mind. And that's how you are amplifying the emotional drama of the other, or the matrix, right? So, how were you conditioned to feel about money? So, this starts at a very young age. You were maybe told that, rich people are evil, or you need to work really, really hard to make money, or only certain types of people make money. I know my dad used to tell me, don't date out of your league, don't date anyone who is wealthy. In other words, like, that's not you. And so that was part of my conditioning. And that's just ridiculous, to make myself a lower being, as opposed to even letting me know that, I have the power to raise my own wealth. And it had nothing to do with who I married. What a concept. So, how are you conditioned around money? What were you told? So, do you know how to observe, allow, and not absorb the emotions around the money? Are they yours? Are those thoughts yours? What that means is that you're a sponge, you're taking it all in. Yes, it's true. I need to work hard. I'll never make it. For those of us who are also projectors, it's intense, right? So, what is a new possibility for you? Can you just let this move through you? And is it possible for you to unleash a new story? When this center becomes the flow, meaning you don't absorb the emotions of the people around you. You don't absorb those money stories, the drama, the karma around money. When you allow that to move through you, then you get to create a brand new story. You are an infinite abundance by the very true nature of who you are. You're allowed to be yourself. You're allowed to stand in abundance, regardless of your design, regardless of your type. We just all have to do it a little bit differently in order to express that abundance. And unfortunately, we've all been conditioned to operate the exact same way. And this is where the torture, the pain, and all of the confusion comes around money. So I hope that was helpful for all of you in your process of learning who you are around money and money making. I, again, want to invite you into our brand new workshop where I'm going to be looking at all of your chart, your penta, your business channels, and anything else in your chart that might help you to really unleash your wealth and begin your journey to live as yourself in the infinite abundance which you are. So if you've liked this video, please give it a like. It really does help us. And we also would love for you to subscribe to our channel. It helps us so much, for you to be part of our community. And if you're already subscribed, go ahead and make sure you ring that bell so you get all of the notifications. And it's easier for us to make new videos when we hear your experiences and your questions so we know how to make videos that are specific for you. So thanks again for being here and being part of our community. We're super grateful for you, and I hope that was helpful. So if you have any questions, you can let me know, and I will look forward to seeing you in the workshop. Again, you can email support@raquelreina.com for the details and the Zoom link. All right, everybody, I'll see you in the next video.